Good afternoon. My name is Pastor Carol Gates, and I am from Lamb of God Lutheran Episcopal Church in Fort Myers, Florida. Today, we are at Kelly Green's with Curt and Carol Johnson. And Curt and Carol are long-time members, founding members of Lamb of God, so we are excited that they are here with us today. Thank you both very much. This is not easy to do, and I really appreciate you doing this, and I know that the people at Lamb of God are going to love seeing the video. Does any of that sound like you, Carol? Are you determined?
What do you, I don't, in some ways yes, in some ways no.
Okay.
I think I've mellowed over the years,
Okay.
with this illness I have, it's, I, I keep going.
You do.
And although, the way things are right now, I can't go out much. I can't go to the stores. I can't go shopping. Poor Curt does all the,
I do all the shopping.
You do all the shopping?
and
And I hope I don't bring anything home to her.
Right. Right. So, Curt, what do you think about beauty?
I'm an admirer of beauty.
You're an admirer of beauty?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of beauty? There you go. Good answer. And how long have you been married to this beautiful person?
Forever.
Forever?
40, let's see, 42 years. 79. Yeah, it'll be 42 years in July.
42 years. That's great. So, this beauty thing is essential for health and intelligence. What do you think about that?
Easier to talk about, but harder to accomplish.
Easier to talk about, but harder to accomplish. That's true. That's true. That it's time to focus on good news. And for Christians, we know that that good news is Jesus Christ. So, what better thing to talk about than the good news of Jesus Christ? Yes. And I am most interested in talking to you two about the beginnings of Lamb of God, which I understand began in 1983. And you were part of that? No. When did you join?
We were part of the Episcopal group that came over from St. Joseph's in, what was it,
2001.
One, okay.
And that was very exciting. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know whether it would work or it wouldn't work. It was Curt and I both were on the super committee. There were, I think, 4 Episcopalians and 4 Lutherans that before we came, talked, and none of the things we talked about were problems. It was just, it was amazing, and I think God was with us, the whole way. It would never, from the beginning to the till now. It was. We had this situation where they were closing St. Joseph's, and we were a tight-knit group, the people that were left, and we wanted to stay together. And the Lutherans had just built this building, and they needed a little help. And so we helped each other. We came over as, we called ourselves Lamb of God Episcopal Church, but we really were still St. Joseph's. But we stayed as our own entity, but we worshiped together.
Okay.
Until everything got worked out, which is a major, major problem. Between the 2 denominations and everything, it isn't an easy process. But I think it's well worth it in the end. I think the ecumenical part of it is just, now we don't know who's who, and you just, they're friends. Everybody's friends.
So let me go back to when you said that you came together. Did you worship separately at the beginning, or did you worship all together?
we worshipped all together. The day that we came over, um, we had our last service at St. Joseph's. We got in in car. Curt and I had to walk up to the church, and we were the last ones over.
To
But
leave St. Joseph's?
yes,
Oh,
and we got over there, and the women from from Lamb of God were there with carnations, giving us as we came, and then we sat through another service. We did not know that Walter had planned to have. They were waiting for us to come, and they, we didn't know that they were waiting. They're holding up their service till we got there.
oh.
But it worked. It all worked out. It was it was good.
Mhm. And so this was the beginning.
It became a point where you no longer distinguished yourself by being an Episcopalian or Lutheran.
And that was from the very
We
beginning.
were just together.
Right. Right.
And that was the beautiful thing about it.
We used to kind of tiptoe around each other because we were afraid we would say something that would offend, the other people. But because they were changing the service like crazy, yeah. And of course, the Lutherans blamed everything on the Episcopalians, and the Episcopalians thought it was just the Lutheran stuff. It was just Walter.
So eventually, then, as you went through the process of coming together, because it was really never a merger, so to speak, because you still retained the hierarchy of Lutheran and Episcopal at this top level. But what I'm hearing you say is that at this level,
Well, see, we had to do this until we got our bylaws, got both of the dioceses on uh, on board with it, and I don't think the Episcopal diocese thought we'd make it. We didn't hear a thing from them for so long, and we were just as glad.
what would you say was in your own words, the ministry that defines Lamb of God?
There's it's changed, it's revolved over. It seems like with every new leader, well, Walter was always changing. It was changing all the time. He was one that didn't sit still. And then when he left, we had James, and that was something else too. His interests were different than. But we always did outreach.
Okay.
And I think that was our big thing. I think we complimented, both the congregations complimented. The Episcopalians were more workers. You had meetings, but you went out there and worked too. Whereas the Lutherans talked about things, but weren't the but never got to the point of working them. So I think we very much complemented each other, and it just the church just took off. It was amazing.
It did. It did, from what I saw and read about it.
It was really exciting, I think.
Yeah.
And Curt, he would go around and make sure everybody was happy. Walter never do this. He'd go, is there any problems?
It's funny. So as we focus on good news and the good news now in this year of COVID, can you share good news that you would like to share with the community of Lamb of God? Something good in your life, something that you can reflect upon right now that says, in spite of all of this, this is good.
Well, sitting here makes a big difference than sitting someplace else. And I think that's the beauty of it.
Well, you're the guy that talks about beauty this year, where you see beauty. Yep.
Yeah, we look out our window and we see beauty.
I remember that view from your place.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Um,
So, how about you, Carol?
you know, I think it's just my attitude about my illness. I had two angels on my side, Sherry and Dolly.
Mm-hmm.
Really were there for Curt when I was in my many surgeries,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's Sherry Herbst and Dolly Deers.
Deers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt that the Lord was bringing me through this
Mm-hmm.
at this point. I don't know how much longer I have, or but it doesn't really matter. You know, uh, I'm here now, and I can enjoy myself. I can enjoy my husband, and maybe it's a little bit too much togetherness these days, but we seem to have it
Yeah.
seems to work.
Mm-hmm. So that is good news. That is good news. Is there anything else you'd like to share to the people at Lamb of God right now?
We miss them.
Yeah.
We miss going to church.
Well, again, thank you both. And I really want to thank you for being with us. And this is Pastor Carol Gates saying, have a great, wonderful rest of the day. And this is the good news now.